Welcome to the BoyFriends podcast, where we help you find your circle and your man. I'm Jarrod D King, and as you can see, Melvin, Sarun, and Tony are not with us. They all had other things going on, but I have brought in a fantastic guest, the one, the only, the bestie, Mama Shay. Hello, hello.
Hello.
So she's our first guest, and she's with us, and I'm super excited to have her here. Also here with Renee as well. I
don't get any sort of introduction. I don't get any bestie.
It's because we were at war and she didn't know.
I did not know. We've been fighting over this man for years, and I was unaware.
No, there's enough Jarrod to go around, everyone.
Not enough.
So, Mama Shay, a.k.a. Natasha. I call her Natasha, but, you know, for the audience's purposes, Mama Shay works. But, why don't you give us, like, a little bit of background? Like, I guess, like, we know each other through work.
Yes.
And, like, tell us, like, what do you do? And, yeah, give us a little rundown.
Alrighty, well, I am in my 40s. We're going to just get that out there to start with.
How?
Because,
oh, my God.
Because that's the reaction I always get. And then I have all the little young folks. Y'all don't flirt with me. Just stay over there.
Do it.
Jarrod and I know each other, like he said, from work. I am now at a different place. I do digital marketing and advertising. I do SEO optimization. On the side, I do a little bit of everything.
Mm-hmm. Including, like, these oracle cards we have here, right?
We do card reading.
Right. So if you are familiar with Boys and Brunch, which I did last year, she was on there. She did some readings for, like, the show itself. But I think what we're doing today is she's going to do a couple of readings for us for, like, our love lives. And we're going to give you a little bit of insight into what we can look for in the future. And yeah, and Renee, what about you? What's been going on with you?
Oh my gosh. A little bit drunk today. And that's basically it for me.
Wow, no, there has to be something else going. Like,
sorry.
What?
Honestly, I've been having a pretty boring life right now. Yeah, nothing that much is going on. Might be getting a new job. Hopefully,
cool.
My old job doesn't see this.
I hope not.
But yeah, no, honestly, really not that much going on. My bestie just got back from vacation, so we had fun last night. And yeah.
Okay, cool. I mean, I think for me, I had, like, I don't know, I've had a really hard week.
Oh.
But I came through it on the other side. I'm good.
We're going to get him drinks today.
So we're going to talk about, should I move in before getting engaged? And this is a question from Courtney Love, at Courtney_Love on Instagram. But before we jump into that, I did want to get these readings in and, you know, kind of see what is in store for us, whether marriage is even in the equation.
I'm very scared to know that.
So we're doing if marriage is in the equation. Okay.
Well, I mean,
all right, no, it's a thing.
Okay, I mean,
all
it's
right.
part of the.
So
what?
Go ahead and shuffle.
Okay.
All right, so basically the setup here, we have a little cross at the bottom and then 3 cards up here. Okay. The bottom is like where you're at. The card that comes across is anything that could be impeding kind of where you're at or holding you back.
Okay.
And then it's how you relate to yourself, how you relate to friends and family, and then future loves.
Okay.
So, your first card, you are in a new moon, and it says promise. It's really cute because look, there's a couple.
Aww.
So, right now, you're like, I was promised a person. Where is my person? What the hell? Give me my person.
Yep.
So, those 3 taps, there's like, give me my person.
Absolutely. Look.
However, your innocence is kind of impeding that.
Okay. So what is it? This says childhood. Can I hold it?
Mm-hmm,
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So it says childhood, and it has innocence. So whether it's the relationship your parents have, or you like looking at it from that childhood innocence, like I want to be swept off my feet, ding, that whole thing. That your promise isn't gonna look like that.
Okay.
So It doesn't mean it's going to look...
I feel attacked right now.
It does not mean that you can't have a storybook romance. It's just not going to come in the way that you are looking for it to come.
Got you. Okay.
So...
I feel like I can hear Tony and Melvin all the way from here.
Cackling.
Yes.
These are how our readings typically go, though.
But, you know, I feel like, and if you don't mind me kind of interrupting, like, I feel like I used to have that kind of mentality. Well, I mean, I guess, I don't know, maybe on some level I still do. I mean, I guess that's what the cards are saying. But I think I've gotten over, or at least gotten past the point of thinking that my relationship is going to look like my parents' relationship. I don't know.
But this is with the meet and greet things too, like, you know, especially if you're doing apps and stuff, someone's not just gonna come in and be like, Jarrod, I love everything about you, wee, and float you up on the cloud. Like, it's just not gonna look like that. Okay. But it doesn't mean you can't have a storybook romance. It's just not gonna have like that initial.
Gotcha.
So upside down, there's a card here that says gifts received. So it's upside down. So for yourself, you're like, well, if ain't nobody else gonna treat me, I'm gonna treat me. And that can be intimidating from someone looking in, because they're like, ooh, I can't afford that, or I don't know if I can live up to the standard that he's given. So someone looking in might be like, not for me, but they might be able to work up to it. You know, so they might have some input and be ready for some type of relationship, but not on like the level and the intensity kind of that you're looking for.
Gotcha.
So it's like, great to love yourself. Definitely love yourself. This is not don't love yourself.
Right.
You know, but realize that people are not always going to be able to fulfill exactly how you love yourself, especially right from the beginning. Because I know you and I have some similar standards there where it's like, come on.
Right. It's like, come with it.
Or
or step off. Like,
right.
If you in or out. Like, y'all know. I will tell
not
people bye in a minute.
Play, but like, you know, meet the standard here.
Yeah.
So not saying lower your standards, but someone might have to kind of be ushered into it versus like they just start.
Okay.
Then we have devotion to the small, but it's upside down. So when you're dealing with friends and family, we probably pick apart these people, the small, and telling on myself, because
I mean, that's all we do. That's all, like, our Google chat is like years long of just picking at our people and like talking about it and trying to figure out like what people's mindsets are, like what what's wrong with them, what we love about them, what ticks us off, and whether we're in the right or the wrong. So yeah, you know, we do that for sure.
So this devotion to the small, again, it's upside down, so that's probably detracting from some possible people we like. You okay?
What was that?
Did you hear that too?
Yeah.
Wait, I thought that was her.
No.
Is that a cat?
That's someone asking.
Oh, hello. So let's continue.
We'll continue. Minor break.
The last one is Dance of the Planets.
Sounds interesting.
So this is basically like, you know, and you see on the card they're like working together, like it's a couple's dance. So the universe is moving and putting some stuff in your path to start some relationship stuff, but you know, we got to remember the standards. Everyone's not gonna start at that 100%. I know. I'm right there. I'm like, really? Because ew. And we got to stop at least harping on the small stuff, because I don't think stopping picking is going to happen. Just letting you know. But we can't harp on it, and make it into something bigger.
Okay. All right. Interesting. I need the planets to start moving a little bit quicker. I'm just gonna say that.
Well, you know, when you lose that ideal,
I just want, like, what? Okay, I'm gonna have to do some soul searching and figure out what that ideal is, that childhood innocence thing is. But yeah, we'll figure that out. But Renee, we want to get a reading for you as well.
So you are in a somewhat vulnerable space right now. That is your always. Yeah, that's like your core, like this is your existence.
For sure.
You live in the vulnerability. The problem with that is that it's tainting your perspective on things.
How?
So because you're vulnerable, you're just like, everything now hurts. If it's coming at you super fast, like, because you lead with vulnerability, you have more, it's almost a self-fulfilling prophecy, like, that person's gonna hurt me, so I'm just, like, gonna be ready for it, or they're not gonna stay, or, you know, whatever it is.
That checks
it's
out.
just, like, because you're open with the vulnerability, that's what you're going to kind of feel first. Not saying to cut off all vulnerability, because that's
I don't even know how to hold it back whatsoever, but I will try.
Yeah, or just to change the perspective on it without, so you can still be, you know, vulnerable. That's your lane. Mm-hmm. But the perspective on it, you want to make sure that it's not, because when you're vulnerable, it can lead to very defensive. Everything's defensive.
I don't know how
because
to get rid
everything's
of that.
coming in offensive. So it's just think about the perspective, like, did that person actually mean to hurt me when they did that?
Yeah.
Or is it something that, like, is an exposed ouchie that I haven't taken care of?
Yeah, I feel like I do that. I try very hard to do that and, like, look at it from their perspective too. Maybe I'm just not trying hard enough.
Well, let's see. So with yourself, we have across the waters.
I'm a Cancer. That makes sense.
And yeah, so but this, if you like look at the card, she's kind of going under. She's not on top of the waters as she's crossing it. So with yourself, I know you've shared some things. So it's like you're getting there and you're making it across what you're trying to like go through and bring yourself through it. But she's also partially above the water. So you got to kind of look at how this is going surface level, but then also handle what's under it, because you're not just treading water, you're actually trying to make movements here. So, you know, you can identify things, but then you still have to actually work through and with those. Versus like, oh no, I'm vulnerable and everyone hurts me, that's just the way it is. Like, okay. that might be your existence right now, but let's look at how we can actually change that.
Okay.
With friends and family, you have the ancient ones, but is upside down. So it seems like you have like some patterns that maybe show up with friendships, relationships, even within the family. And you're like, that's just how it is, because that's how friends treat me, or that's how I treat friends. Or this is just what happens when I get into a relationship. So really kind of breaking those patterns is what's going to help you move forward. And identifying the patterns up front, because it's one of those, if you keep doing the same thing over and over again, you can expect something different.
I'm trying to think of the pattern.
So, like, whether, I know you've said, like, oh, I can't get past, like, a certain month, or I don't have, like, long-term things. So looking at that, and instead of expecting someone like, oh, I've never had a long-term thing, so you're not going to be a long-term thing, open up to it could actually be.
Okay.
And then the choice is the outward one, but it's upside down. So it seems like you are blocking yourself from actually having the choice. Whether you're just like, nope, I'll never get married. So you're kind of taking the choice, or like the universe, how it's working for you, you're taking all of that out because you've made a decision somewhere in your head. Whether it's, I'm not going to get married, or I'm going to be searching all my life. Or, you know, you just like have kind of adopted a pattern.
Maybe. I definitely haven't said like I'm not going to get married. I did. Is it like my choice to try to find something a little bit more organically and not on an app?
I mean,
well, I think when you say, you know, she's made the choice that she's not going to get married, it's more like you've come to a conclusion basically that it's not going to happen for you. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah.
Not that you
like,
made the not that you
just
said I don't want to get married, but more on the side that you don't think it's going to happen.
I think it's going to happen for sure.
Okay.
Well, and so that might be it. Maybe that's the choice. Like, it's not always the negative choice. So maybe you're like, no, it's definitely going to happen. Don't know when, but it's definitely. So now you're holding your breath through everything. Like, is this the one that's going to make it happen? Is this the one?
Oh, yeah,
when
that
is
makes more
this
sense.
time? So like that choice kind of colors and blocks you from all, even the possible things that could be a relationship, a friendship, you know, however they fit into your life. You're like, no, if they don't fit into this square peg, nope, that's not, you know. And so you're
that
moving.
makes more sense for me.
Okay.
Way more sense.
So that's the choice That's the choice, and that's kind of blocking anything, because you might need 3 more relationships before you're ready to be in it, or maybe
I've never had one.
Well, situationships, whatever,
Right. You might need a certain amount of experiences to get you to where you are ready for a long-term thing, but because you're like, nope, the long-term thing, it's gonna happen, so you're looking for everybody to fit into that, but if you're not ready to receive it, it's still blocking you.
Okay.
Okay, well, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much for that.
I was hoping that you would tell me that my rich man was on his way, but I guess not. That's fine.
That would be... stop at this, okay? Because they're getting on your behind again.
Yeah, no.
This week with the rich man.
Okay, I'm just saying.
That would be blocking, though. So that would be pulling on his energy. That's why these are centered around you. So I only read like couples or any potentials if they're actually willing to contribute their energy to it.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So
I promise I'm not only looking for a rich man.
We need to move into this question. Should I move in before getting engaged? What do you guys think? What do you like? And I know that you have gone through, you've been married.
Ooh, all the things, yes.
So what is your opinion on that? Should you move in before getting engaged, or what about getting engaged and then moving in? Because I think what this is, this is a viewer question, so I think the person who sent this to me also associated it with a TikTok video of there was this girl who got engaged and moved in with her boyfriend, and then it ended up being 13 years later and they never got married. And I think that's kind of the fear. It's are we going to actually move, or are you just kind of engaged, or are you kind of just proposing to me to kind of keep me there, but you don't actually have the I don't know.
I get what you're saying. I feel like it definitely depends on the couple. I think it's weird if you decide to get engaged and you've never lived together, because what if they don't put their socks away? Or
there's a lot of little stuff that can
there's little stuff that you don't know about a person until you live with them. And anyone who's ever lived with me can attest, I'm not the greatest person to live with. I get depression messes that I do not clean up until I'm feeling mentally stable, which rarely happens. And so and I feel like I would have to live with someone before getting engaged. Personally, oh God, there I am making a choice.
But yeah, so you would have to you would have to know what all of their
I feel
stuff.
And it's you definitely you've had the sleepovers, but have you actually spent every single day with them, day and night, no breaks? You don't have your place to go to digress, you're with them all the time. And I feel you should know if you can handle that before getting engaged.
Yeah,
but that is just my personal opinion. Again, I think it definitely depends on the couple, and also even religious beliefs too.
Yeah, I was kind of even touching on that. I feel it's a very traditional kind of mentality to get married first and then move in, and I don't even know if we do that anymore as a society. Is that kind of where we are still, or what do you think?
So kind of touching on the religious angle of it, before marriages were arranged. So no, you lived at home and then we got you guys together and we put you in a house. And so that was kind of the whole purpose with that. It didn't matter if you liked the person or not. Your parents chose, and that's just who, you were shipped off to or whatever. So now we get to make our own choices. That's kind of the beauty of non-traditional stuff, of modernism, is that we can make those own choices. Me personally, I don't plan on ever getting married again.
Okay.
Been
Why
there,
is that?
done that. Oh, Jesus, no.
Why that negative reaction? Please let us know.
So I just don't understand why I need to declare it to the state. We can still have a ceremony. We can live together. We can have rings. Unless there's a tax reason. And I'm not having any more kids. So what? There's no naming going on.
You have kids?
I do. They're 20 and 18. I have 2 sons.
That doesn't check out. How?
They are the light of my eyes. I love them. They're the young kings.
Oh.
Yeah, they are at school in Dallas doing graphic design and video game.
Okay, after this, I need to see some pictures.
Absolutely.
I did not know that. That's so cool.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt.
But at this point, I just don't see the purpose.
Yeah.
You know, if I got with someone and they were just like, I just want to be married, like, we can have that discussion. You know, if I can see myself with them, honestly, at this point, if I can at least see 10 years, then I'm willing to give you the chance for more. But I am A-okay with not getting married until we have to be married, because the nursing home won't let us stay together in the same room unless we're married.
Okay.
You know?
But there are a lot of other, like, benefits to getting married even, like, earlier, right? I mean, it's not just tax reasons. It's not, I mean, like...
Are there?
I mean,
my perspective, I thought that there were, like, I don't know, like, I have not, like, you know, researched exactly what all of the things are, but
honestly, it does break down to, like, papers. There's a lot most of the benefits are kind of what's on paper, taxes, you know, getting a mortgage.
Yeah, see, I don't really
and all that, and all that,
either. Like, so many of these things are milestones for a lot of people, especially when you're younger. I just don't have them.
Do you think that we are, like, brainwashed to want to get married? Like, it's like,
I know for the straight life, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's, you know, from jump, you get Cinderella and you get Snow White, like, all of your little basic. You know, now we have some better cartoons coming out. There's, like, Moana, and she doesn't have a side dude at all. Like, you know, so there are some that are coming up that I'm really happy about, that little girls get to have some stories to be into that aren't centered around getting your man. You know, there's not a rescue going on or anything like that. But I'm also demisexual, so you know, everything from me should be a grain of salt.
Right. You know, I wish Sarun was here.
Yeah,
because
that would be such an interesting...
It would be a great conversation for you guys to exchange, like, your experiences like that.
Every time Sarun speaks, I'm like, I feel you. Because it's not the attraction thing. Like, I've never had that walking down the street like, oh my God. Like, I don't know who you are, so I don't care.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that would be amazing.
I just feel like, I don't know, I kind of feel like that's probably a better way to be.
That is definitely,
it's enviable on some level. I mean, I won't say it's like a better or worse thing, but I think there are certain qualities about being demisexual that I think are conducive to actually forming stronger relationships. That's all I'm gonna say. But yeah. So what were we kind of went on a tangent real quick.
Yeah, but the marriage and the moving in first thing.
Oh yeah. Well, we were talking about, like, you know, is it brainwashing, or are, like, you know, quote unquote brainwashed? I mean, I guess I could see that a little bit. Like, I guess I could understand on some level, but I think, I don't know, I still kind of want that whole thing. You know what I'm saying? I think we touched on this a couple episodes ago when, and I don't know, I think it was Melvin who was just like, who was kind of in the same boat as you. Was just like, you know, marriage is like, you want, like, why does it have to be all that? I don't know. We still have a little bit of that. Maybe that's that childhood innocence thing, right?
I think
I don't know if I'm ready to give up.
There are definitely people who are also seeking, they want to be married. So for me, a lot of people, it's the comfort of, like, okay, so this is my person. They've also claimed me. I have a person. I can say that's mine. That's, you know,
that is the most
and so
for
it's
me.
kind of like that. And I just don't care. So I could be easily poly, pan-romantic, whatever. Oh, you need to go talk to somebody else? Please go handle them for a while, because I'm sick of them too. Like, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
That's not an issue for me. But again, like you said, I've been married twice. I've been annulled once. I've been divorced once. Like, I've had the gamut of things. So at this point, I'm just like, me and my hamsters are cool. If you come in, don't disturb my peace. Like, that's the rule.
Yeah.
I think honestly, I would like to get married so someone is legally bound to hang out with me.
That's That's part of your contract.
Yeah,
huh?
it's like we have a contract where you have to spend time with me. So I would like to bring that up in arguments. Like if I can't bring that up in my arguments now, except with like my mom. Like genetically, you have to hang out with me. But
if you want a rich man, you might have to find some girlfriends or something.
No, they have to hang out with me. Legally, on a piece of paper, it says that we have to spend time together.
That's not what marriage means at all.
I know. I most of that was a joke, I swear. I think getting married for me, I tax reasons obviously, but I do like kind of what it represents a lot. And even if we didn't like legally get married, like even if it was like, I don't know, like done by like a shaman or something like that, or like a yoga instructor, I don't care. I like the promise that like you make in a ceremony.
So you would be okay not being legally married?
Yeah, I would be fine not being legally married. I very much just like I don't want to say tradition of it. It's more of just I'm a big promise person, and like being that committed and just saying like I am here for you for the rest of my life. And I think that is just so romantic. I think it's so sweet. It's like it's like one of the most ultimate promises, and that is what I really like about it. I hear you,
and I don't know if I would be able to just accept a promise ceremony, whatever. What do you call those ceremonies? Like a
It depends on what you want, but binding ceremony.
Some kind of. Yeah, I think I need like an actual marriage. Like you're not getting out of this without like some
without
lawyers.
Legal paper.
Exactly. Like it's gonna be. You know what I'm saying? Like that's when I know that you're in it, because you can't just walk away, like wake up and say, "Oh, well, I don't feel like this no more." Like no, you are gonna have to go through like, and I'm not trying to make the other person's life a living hell trying to get away from me, but at the same time it's like I don't want it to be that easy for you to just turn off. And I feel like a lot of times when I'm in relationships, quote unquote relationships, because but it's just like a lot of times people are able to just kind of walk away after like one discussion or one argument, and then it's like it's ghost. They go ghost on you. And and I guess that also brings up the question, like, what does it take for somebody to make that commitment to you as well? Like, how do you get a man to make that kind of a commitment to you? Marriage, or just like, a long-term, lifelong commitment?
Baby, if I knew that, I probably would not be on this podcast.
So don't look at me like I'm Tony. But there are so many red flags in what you just said.
I was going to say that too. There are.
What about like forcing them to like?
Well, because it's phrasing. It's how do you get someone to do that? You don't.
Okay.
Full stop. You don't. It's their choice. They have to see that for them. They have to see you for them. It has nothing to do. You just be you. You don't, if you go into it like, okay, so if I do this, maybe it'll make them stay, or if I can't handle this, I can't, you start boxing yourself in to this other little cookie cutter creation, and you start molding yourself to that person. That's true. So instead, just exist. Baby, if you can stay with me with my crazy, of course you can get me at the rest of it. Like, so it's not, you don't make them stay.
Yeah. I mean, and I guess it was like it sounded a little bit more forceful, I guess, than I wanted to. I don't want to
You can't leave me without lawyers involved.
Well, no, that part is more. That part's more like
Say, what do you think you're lacking then?
What do you mean? What do I think I'm lacking? That I don't know. I don't know what it is.
Nothing, sweetie. That's the thing. You're not, because that's what you're like. I don't know what it is. How do I get them to stay? You don't convince anybody you're wonderful. You're wonderful without the convincing. And if they can't see it, that's not the one for you. Move out the way. Let other people see. You're in my light.
I'll marry you.
If you stand up and other people are in your shadow, tell them to get the fuck out of your spotlight and go find theirs.
Yeah.
That's your spotlight. That's why they're feeling the shadow.
Okay.
So if there's shade coming in, maybe you're standing too close. Get your own lane.
Okay, you trying to read me on my own show? Bestie?
That was a good read, though.
I mean,
it's pretty accurate.
You brought me here for a reason.
No, I'm scared. I'm not going to say anything now. Don't read me. I'm good.
I was going to say, you got yours kind of beforehand, though.
Wow.
I love you, though.
Yeah. I'm gonna like rewatch this like 20 times, like in the dark. With,
like your morning mantra, like I am wonderful, damn it.
No, like I'm about to like get a reading from her every day. Like, all right, tell me what else, because she got me spot on, like spot on. Like, no, it's fine. It's cool. Like it's not like I'm in therapy or anything. It's fine.
My goodness. Okay.
But he can tell you, I recommend therapy to everybody.
I love therapy. I love happy pills. Do them. They're amazing.
If you need them.
If you need them. Also at my job, I have a jar of happy pills, but they're not those happy pills. I keep gummies, but anyway.
Gotcha.
But the happy pills are...
At work?
So at work, I have a little bottle that says happy pills, but you break them open and they have inspiring messages that I wrote inside of them. So if anyone needs a happy pill, they come to my desk. And
okay.
That is so sweet. Stop. Oh my gosh. Okay, but back on topic.
I have a ray of sunshine.
Back on topic with like moving in. I definitely think moving in before getting engaged is a thing. If you get into that whole thing of like, we moved in and got engaged, but we never got married, that's a you problem. Not a you problem, it's a relationship issue.
Yeah, and I think that's separate from do you move in before or after you're engaged.
I like definitely think that.
Address that first. Set your wedding date first. If you're really that afraid of it, talk to your partner. They're supposed to be your partner.
Yeah,
say, hey, I don't want to
bothers you.
Right. I don't want to move in because I'm afraid we'll never get married. Okay, let's set a date and let's begin planning, and then we'll move in then.
My mom actually recommended that before you get married, like when you get engaged, go to couples therapy.
Absolutely. I think it should start before the wedding.
Yeah. My mom said that. She's just like, that would have saved me so many divorces. There would not be a Raquel and Renee had my parents gone to couples therapy before getting married. But I think that's like one of the best advice that my mom's ever given is to go to couples therapy before you get married, because you will learn a lot about your person.
How long should one stay engaged before getting married?
Boo, that's so on the couple, and that's on like my sister. She was engaged for like, I don't know, like a year and a half maybe.
Okay.
Other people are engaged for like a really long time because like things just like get in the way, or they're like, oh god, we should really get married kind of thing. Like let's say like your pregnancy gets in the way and like you forget like, okay, well I want to be able to fit in my wedding dress, so like let's wait until after the baby. And then like it can be like a thing, like things getting in the way. Or like maybe you want like a specific wedding venue that you can't book out and for like 5 years. Like there are like a number of things that can like stop you from getting married. If one of those things is your relationship problems, do not get married.
You shouldn't even be engaged.
I mean, I just feel like there is a certain point where it just becomes a little too long. I don't know. And I just feel like you can still have a ceremony. Like the thing is, like, you can get married still. You can go legally get married and just do the ceremony later. You know what I'm saying? Or so I'm like, we don't need to be engaged for 10 years, 10 plus, or like 5+ years or anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, we can actually go get married. And like, if we can't have a ceremony right now, you know, the pandemic started and we can't get it together. Okay. We're gonna have to push the wedding back a few years. Okay, but we could still legally get it done and call
Jarrod
it a
is
day.
gonna lock y'all down.
I mean, now it's not hard to get married.
It really is.
I am an officiant. It's not hard to get married.
Shut up. I am. Can you marry us
No, please.
Not in PA. You need a 3-day waiting period because you need your license. Sorry.
But yeah, I don't know. I mean, like, what do you think about it? Do you think that there is a certain length of time that just gets a little too long in the tooth between engagement and getting married?
I mean, I kind of prefer not an engagement. Like, I'm strange.
Okay.
I know I'm strange.
Well,
but
explain that, please.
Like, I don't want to be asked to marry someone. I would like it to be a decision. No, okay. Don't surprise me. None of this dinner stuff. Don't ruin one of my holidays or other celebrations. I feel like this could be some, like, pillow talk in the morning. Like, you know, really feeling you. What do you think about marriage? I don't know. What do you think about it? Like, let's just have a conversation about it.
Like an adult conversation.
Yes, and we both decide, hey, that might be the next move for us. So I don't like the whole, like, have to wait for him to ask or I have to ask it. Does there have to be an ask? Can we just come together and be like, hey, what do you feel our next step is? Like, let's just communicate about it.
That's very mature and very, like, next gen thinking.
I feel like it's very been there, done that. I really don't want to do it again, but we're going to have to.
I mean, it's like, you know, it would be great if a lot of people thought that way, because I feel like it would be a lot easier. There would be a lot less expectations, especially, I don't know, like for me, and like I don't know whether I'm proposing or the other guy's proposing, and I don't know who figures that out. I mean, I guess you know,
you're leaning masculine, so
okay, but we didn't really need to
so
bring
get on that knee.
Yeah.
Buy the ring, Jarrod.
But look, I mean, it's like, and like sometimes
Jarrod went to Jarrod.
But really, it's like, you know, with gay men, I feel like a lot of times people would assume that, you know, depending on who at the top and the bottom is, like the top would be the one getting down on one knee and proposing.
Unless they're a power bottom. Bitch,
Not
you marrying me. and I feel like I can see you like, look, you're marrying me. I need the name on the paper because we're not leaving each other.
You know,
I love that.
I mean, there would be a point where I would, you know, I would not. I don't know. I am somebody who will take action if I feel like it's, you know, and not to the point where it's just like, you know, hey, we're getting married, like, and there's nothing you can say about it. Not like that.
No, so what are we doing?
Yeah.
Am I still supposed to be here? Because I can go find options. What are we doing? I can see.
Yeah, basically. But I mean, like, you know, I would definitely, like, if I made the decision to propose, like, you know, it would definitely be like a more kind of romantic type of thing, or whatever the guy was into, you know. I don't know.
So what would be your ideal proposal?
My ideal proposal?
Like, do one from you proposing versus the other person proposing, because I feel like those would be two different things.
Okay. So I'll start easy. If I wanted my man to propose, and I kind of thought about this, it's like, okay, so we're gonna travel to like Paris or something, and he's gonna like surprise me, get down on one knee in like front of like the Eiffel Tower or some like, you know, some like
so
landmark.
cheese.
So some childhood innocence and dream.
But I mean, that kind of thing. Like, I'm super like romantic like that, so I like that kind of thing. I don't know if I could necessarily do that for the other like if the shoe was on the other foot. I would have to I would do something romantic, but I don't know if it would be quite that much, because the type of guys that I'm into, I feel like would not be into that. I don't know. It just depends on the guy. Like, if they want that whole romantic thing, then I would do that, and I would be the Prince Charming for the day, but I kind of would like the Prince Charming. You know what I'm saying? So it would be a little weird for me to be like, you know, coming out with like a bouquet of roses and getting down on one knee in the, you know, next to the park or something. Like, I don't know.
I mean, maybe the ring box is a football or something. You know, there's other ways to make it romantic, but for No,
I mean,
without flowers and
right. So I mean, yeah, I would definitely, I would find some way. I haven't really thought about the ideal way for me to propose, but You know, but I think that's easy. That's easy for anyone too. I mean, like, do you have like a set way that you would propose to your man if you decided to propose?
I think
we all know how we want to receive the proposal.
Well, being a hetero, I never really thought about proposing to a man, but in my honest opinion, I don't think that a proposal should be a surprise per se, because like you shouldn't be like shocked if he gets down on one knee, because if you haven't talked about it before, that's a red flag to me. I definitely think that like that is like something that like we are probably gonna get married one day. I don't think that that should be like the proposal part of it, but like it should not come as a surprise when a man gets down on a knee for you. If I were to propose to a man, I would totally propose with a pocket watch. I think that's really cute. And I think that I would do it in a very like personal way, probably. I wouldn't do like a bunch of like roses. I think it would have to be like a special moment, or like something that like makes us us. I don't like big, I like big grand gestures, but I like doing it like in public or at the Eiffel Tower. I don't. So
you want a flash mob?
No, I just want. I truly just like intimacy. If it was just me and him, I would love that, or like our friends and family. Just yes, cheesy, but also like
intimate,
very intimate,
and close.
Don't
like,
not
like
not at my not at my not at my birthday, not at my mom's birthday. Just like. Just maybe like at a game night or something, and then I like pass, and then I'm like, oh, I think like you dropped this, and then like he opens his pocket watch and says, will you marry me, something like that. And yeah, so and like it's like because like we love game nights or something like that. It's just like something like that. That's how I would propose, because I like it's very simple and it's honest between me and him.
I'd be so opposite.
Really?
I would go the kink route.
Fuck
wow.
Yes.
So I would where's that paddle?
She won't give it to me.
She had a paddle in her bag. And she's about to pull it out.
About to pull it out? Can you imagine? You like, wait, stop. What if you like, you hit them with it hard enough that like on their butt it imprints, will you marry me?
That would be hilarious.
That would be the best proposal ever done.
No, I would propose with a cock ring.
That is so cute.
And I'd be like, you know, I love it. Let me put a ring on it.
Wait a minute. Wait.
We had very different. I think that's actually really sweet. Because it's like it's genuine to them, and it's like it's cute. Like that is honestly, to me, that's intimate. That's a thing that you guys do. It shows your couple personality. I think that is adorable. You should do that. Jerry does not think so.
No, I'm kind of on the fence about that, to be quite honest. That's kind of an ingenious idea, because it really kind of depends on the person, though, as well.
Right, like, but if they're with me,
they need
to be that person.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, well, like, one of my friends, when I was between jobs, was like, you know what, I know you have health issues, you know, we could get married just until, like, to cover you health insurance-wise. And so my thing, I was like, so if we get married, can I give you a cock ring so I could say I put a ring on it? Like, that was my whole thing. And they were like, okay, it's off the table, never mind.
No. Ugh. Terrible.
But yeah, that's definitely like my personality. So if I was going to do it, it'd have to be something surprise, but not surprise I'm asking. It's going to just be like a significantly, kind of like girls, like it's catered to us, to my person. So my person would be like, oh hell yeah, new cock ring. Like, you know, it was
a new one. Okay.
You can't use an old one. You
I'm
don't keep those in the This is my dad's cock ring. Okay.
No. Oh my god.
Of course it's gonna be new.
Stop. Oh my god.
I wasn't saying that. My god.
I don't think anyone has ever said that. I need a moment.
Jesus. So
also, I was tired of waiting for the like perfect engagement ring because everyone would be, my friends who are younger than me are always like, oh, I want this type of engagement ring. I want that type of engagement ring.
Oval cut with a halo.
Yeah, and I was like, I don't want a diamond at all. I need someone to know me well enough to not get me a diamond. And I was like what the hell? Why am I waiting for someone else to give me what I want? So I went and I spent it, and I have my ideal engagement ring.
Well, there you go.
Because I was like, I'm going to treat myself. So
there you
I
go.
thought it was going to be
Show
a
the
sapphire.
ring to the camera, please. Right over
You
here.
look like a sapphire gal to me, or emerald.
It's a blue topaz. Emerald's my birthstone.
Called it.
Yay, Geminis.
Wait, you're a Gemini too?
No.
Oh, wow.
Wow, I don't know if I should be insulted.
That's just definite water energy. So,
oh my god,
I think I would probably say Cancer, but if not, then
I said I was a Cancer before.
I guess just to wrap this up, let's get back to the main question. Let's just give our quick point. Should I move in before getting engaged? Yes or no? What should we be thinking about? Why don't you start?
Do what floats your boat. If that's what you want, go for it. If you want more traditional, go for that too. So whatever works for you.
Yeah, I would agree. My thing is like you kind of have to. I feel like you kind of have to see how you would be in relation. I feel like you just have to follow the natural flow of your relationship. So if that means getting into a space together with that person, then don't let tradition or don't let societal rules kind of block you or dictate what you're going to do in your relationship. Because I feel like you kind of have to go with what you and your partner is doing. What am I hearing? That's my it's my zipper scratching along the chair. But yeah, go along with what works for you and your partner.
Honestly, yeah, I think the same. I'm leaning more, but I definitely think that's for sure.
I was just gonna say leaning masculine.
No, I'm leaning more towards yes, only because I think that you should be well aware of how you guys are going to live together. Like I said, like you need to know that like you can spend morning, afternoon, and night together for the rest of your lives. And if you learn about their living habits after, I think that's just weird. And personally, I think that living together, it further solidifies that you can actually have a life together without murdering one another, or like getting getting in a fight about like who does the dishes or how long like. A marriage can literally be ruined by how long someone leaves a plate in the sink.
But if that's the issue, the person who it bothers the most should be the one to always take care of that. That's how you nip that in the bud.
Mm-hmm.
And see, that's how you learn about each other. Kind of.
That's true. But
it's
that also brings
up.
And I know I said wrap up, but I know that this is another thing that it just also brings up the issue of. Or runs parallel to the idea of premarital sex and whether you have sex before you're married or, and some people are like, well, you can't get the cow without tasting the milk or something. I don't know what this phrase is.
Can't get the milk without buying the cow.
Yeah. Which is still kind of a gross.
Without tasting the milk.
I'm not signing up for anything, much less my name on a marriage something, if I don't know what you're carrying. No.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, but I know there are some people who think like, no, I'm not having sex before marriage.
And that's fine, but don't complain about it afterwards.
I get, yeah. All right. Well, there you have it, y'all. So I want to thank you, Mama Shay, for joining us and bringing us your light and
cock ring proposals.
Your cock ring proposals.
I'm using that one. Fuck the watch.
My gosh.
You're welcome, future
That's a
Renee.
new one. That's
future
a new
Mr.
one
Renee,
me.
you're welcome.
Oh my god, future Mr. Renee, I love that.
All right, we gotta cut this
I'm
off.
sorry.
So until next time, if you have no one else, you got us.